Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a makeup look using the palette The Violets by Juvia's. And I'm going to have a special guest, so stay tuned. So the first thing we're going to do is prime her face. Next, I'm going to go in with a little bit of foundation and get her eyes ready for eyeshadow. And I'm just going to pat that in with a sponge. Okay, so the first color I'm going to use is this deep purple matte. And I'm going to put that on the outer of her eyelid. Okay, so I'm going to start at the beginning, just patting, and then doing a swooping motion. Pat and swoop. It's okay to go a little heavy with this because this is your base color. So pat and swoop. Okay, so that is what I wanted to achieve. So I'm going to go ahead and do her second eye. Okay, so now that that base color is done, I just double check and make sure that the color is what I'm looking for, and also making sure that both eyes are pretty even, which they are. So next, I'm going to start with the three shimmers. So I'm going to do this upper shimmer right here, which is a medium dark purple. Okay, so before I get into that first shimmer color, I'm going to take my flat brush and add a little primer water to it so it could help the color stick on my brush and also on her eyelid. Okay, so I'm going to start on the outer. I'm just going to pat it on to start, and then swooping down. Really making sure to get that corner of your lid. So this looks pretty good, but I think I want it a little bit more defined. So I just added a little bit more on my brush, and I'm just going to pat it on to make this more defined. I also draw a straight line on the top to make it look more clean. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead now and do her second eye. Okay, so now that we have that first shimmer on, we're going to start with our next shimmer. If it looks a little messy, that's okay, because we definitely will clean it up, as well as going back to see if we want to define any of the colors more. So the next shimmer color we're going to use is this medium shimmer purple right here up at the top. Okay, so I got my brush ready with the primer water, and I'm going to go ahead and pat this medium purple shimmer right next to that dark shimmer. Making sure to line the top. I'm just going in and patting it on. Next, I'm going to go ahead and blend it in to that dark shimmer just a little bit. And that is what you're looking for. Again, we could always add some darker purple shimmer once we finish putting the rest of our colors on our lid. Okay, now that we have that second shimmer on, I'm going to go ahead and start with my last shimmer, which is going to be this light purple down here, doing the same technique with the primer spray and my brush. So I'm going to start on the inner lid and swoop over to that middle color, also patting a well up at the top, and then swooping over to mix these two colors kind of together, and then we can blend. Going ahead and making that line and blend in. Don't hesitate to put more eyeshadow on your brush if needed. Okay, so that is starting to look good. I'm going to do her second eye and I'll be back. Okay, now that we have all of our shimmers on our eyes and our eyes are complete, I'm going to look and see if I want to define any of the colors. I think I'm going to add a little bit more of that shimmer purple, the dark purple on this eye, just so it pops a little bit more. And I might add a little bit light purple to this eye. Okay, so her eyes look great. I'm going to clean up the excess and I'll be back. Okay, so the next step are going to be applying falsies. She likes the more dramatic look, so these are the ones that I will be using. I'm going to do that off camera and then I'll be back. Okay, so next I'm going to do her brows. First, I'm going to brush them in an upward motion. And then I'm going to go in with my pencil and lightly fill in any bare spots that I might see. Just lightly and starting to form a shape. Okay, so since she does not like to use liner for her waterline, I'm going to go ahead and use this palette, Stone Cold Fox by ColourPop. And I'm going to use this brush here and the color Rock Bottom. Okay, so the next step will be putting on foundation. My guest star prefers to have a liquid foundation as well as a powder. I'm going to be doing this step off camera, but I will show you guys the products that I will be using. So I will be using Maybelline's Matte and Poreless Liquid Foundation. And then I will be using Bare Minerals Powder Foundation. So I'm going to put these on and then we'll be back. Okay, so now that we have her foundation on, I'm going to go ahead and hit her cheeks with a little bit of blush. And then we'll move on to lipstick. Okay, so next I'll be putting on her lipstick. I'm going to be using this Milani 65 Matte Glam color. And here is the finished look. Thanks for tuning in, and always remember, keep it glossy. Mwah.